Shio Nigara, Holiday Simmons Dakwadoa. Hello, friends. I'm Holiday Simmons, the Director of Healing and Resilience at the Campaign for Southern Equality. As a part of our commitment to racial equity, we are enthusiastic about amplifying the experiences and voices of Indigenous people and people of Western North Carolina. Indigenous Wisdom from the Mountains is a project that documents our time with a few leaders of the Eastern Band of the Cherokee Indians. We are humbled and grateful to our host.
To the right on the side of the white building here is our tribal council house. As I told you before, our government is kind of like the United States government, where they have three branches of government. We have four, which is the Grand Council, the Tribal Council, the Chiefs, and our court systems, our tribal court systems. In 1889, when we became a corporation, we did start electing chairmen and chiefs at that time to represent us just within our tribal governments. As we grew over time, so did our councils, where now we have a chief and a vice chief, and we have 12 members of council. We have had the Grand Council exercised by several chiefs over the last 5 decades. We've had a principal chief call a Grand Council of the people, where all of the people would come together and make decisions on issues that affected the whole tribe, such as a school or a hospital or a recreation area. Something like that was what the people would come together on. So with that, if anyone has any questions. The last Grand Council of the Cherokee Nation as a whole was prior to the removal. And if you go up to the National Museum of the American Indian in Washington, D.C., you can see a petition that they said was about maybe 2 football fields long of every member of our nation that signed against the removal. They held that Grand Council at Red Clay, Tennessee. That's the last place that we held the Grand Council of all of our people, Cherokee Nation as a whole, to say as a people that we did not agree with the removal and the signing of New Echota Treaty. Over time, like I said, when our nation of people was divided up into 3 sister groups, like I said, we still have a Grand Council. We call it a TriCouncil now, where all of the tribes come back to Red Clay, Tennessee, from the Eastern Band, from United Gadua Band, and Cherokee Nation, and they come and we talk about the serious issues that we as nations of people have to face with the United States government. When we were first established, like I said, we were actually a people on our home without a home. And so there were only 12 to 13 families, Cherokee families, that were still here trying to hold it down here in our mother town. And so when we look at what they did, they actually organized first as a government, as a nation of people with that document. But when it wasn't recognized by the United States, we knew that the state of North Carolina, more than anything else, wanted us to pay taxes, right? And we actually lost our land that way. A lot of our land from here, from what we call the casino intersection area, all the way down to Tuckasegee area from Murphy, we have 56,000 acres that's checkerboard. And a lot of our land was taken prior to that because of taxation. So, like I said, we bought that land. We had to buy our land. And we had a white friend who got that land and basically put it in his name in a deed and then turned it over to us. So now we are communal. Like I said, we are not landowners, we are possessory holders. We all own the 56,000 acres, but each one of us has been given a piece of a possessory holding. My sister Lisa's is right up there, mine's right there, this is my uncle's, and so it's all held in common. We have a hospital here that's for our enrolled members. And you've heard of the socialism and talks like that of free health care, free this or that. You know, those were some of the agreements that the United States government made to us in treaty negotiations, that we would have education and health care. And so that did, although we were controlled with that education and health care, since we became our own successful corporation here within the last 20 years, we fund the majority of our hospital and our schools now. I think we only get like maybe a percentage, maybe 1% from the federal government now, which is about $3 million. So you're looking at our hospital, that's about a $75 million, operation. The majority of the funding comes from us now. So it's our hospital. And so each enrolled member can go there and get medical care. So as our school. And you're a non-member, you can go to our hospital too, you got insurance. You're a non-member, you can go to our school here too. These are some of the things that, our nation has always opened up our doors to non-native peoples. Unfortunately, we don't get that back in return. So when you look at who we are, it's what we had to do as a people against the government, right? To play that political game, so to speak. We knew that we had to do something so that we could protect our mother town. This land that we're standing on, we can say that we've been here immemorial. My family's never left.